Right, now let's look into decorating our Egyptian style picture. Some of you may well have started decorating the figure. That's fine, using either pencil crayon or paint. What I want to show you today is just how to go about decorating the background, because there's a very quick way that you can use to get a very successful result. One way you could do this is if you're using pencil crayons, quite simply, you add colour to the different sections, etc., and you colour in the background going around those sections that you've coloured in. Not a bad way of doing it, but it takes quite a while. A bit more of a straightforward way, and possibly a quicker way of doing this, is first of all, before we even start thinking about putting colour onto these little images, is to actually put colour all over the background there. And to do that, we do what we call a wash. Now, a wash is quite simply a very thin coat of paint. So you have a lot of water in your paint, and then you just get your paintbrush and you paint over everything. So going all over that. I do suggest you don't paint over the figure. So this is really just relevant to the background, and you literally just keep dipping your brush into the paint. There, we can go around that figure there and decorate all this background. What that does is it fills in everything, which is what you want to happen first of all. Now, once the paint is dry, and yes, you do have to let it dry before working onto it, but once the paint is dry, then you can start to paint the rest of the hieroglyphs on top. Or if you don't want to use paint, you can use pencil crayon to paint over the top there. This will take a little while to dry out, so what we'll do is we'll just do that bit there, and then hopefully whilst you're painting it, this area will get a lot dry. That's not too bad, that's going pretty dry now. So I'm just going to finish off this little bit here. I'll leave it at that for the time being. So what you can then do is then you start working into it, like I say, with the pencil crayon or with the paint, adding that extra colour on there, and then that image will stand out a lot better. And you've done that probably in half the time of drawing and then painting around, and also half the time in that you'd not had to paint round all these little images here. You can just crack on with it and then just decorate on top. Now, like I say, you can paint on top of the paint if you wish. That is totally your choice. Obviously, just really make sure that the background is dry before you think of doing that, or you'll end up with a pretty nifty final image which has all been decorated. It's quite cool actually, doesn't it? So I'll leave it at that and let you get on with it. There's Mr. Taylor's tips about using a wash of colour. Okay, there we go.